I do believe that women should be given space and they should be listened to. But I also know that it's incumbent that we vet thoroughly. And in this moment, I think under these circumstances and in the conversations that I've had with the vice president, I am confident that he is who he says he is. And I believe him. And I believe that he will be a good president for the United States of America.
We have people that don't have access to critical care that they need. I think it's really important that we rally behind our Democratic nominee in November.
One of the aspects of due process is that we have to hear these things out, and he should certainly not be confirmed before this is explored.
So you think that, do you think an anonymous accusation is enough?
You know, I think right now, just the stakes are too high when it comes to another 4 years of Trump. My community especially has been so impacted, and it's, you know, for a lot of communities, this is an issue of life and death.
When we talk about process and due process and justice, it must center on the victim. I cannot say what should be done and what should not be done, because what we need to make sure is that there is due justice for the victim in this case. A lot of that depends on if she wants to come forward, if she chooses to remain anonymous.
We're here to stand in support of Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and to applaud her courage as she prepares to tell her story.
Nobody ever came forward, or nobody ever came forward to say something about it apart from the principal involved.
They're standing by Biden, but they're using a comparatively different standard with Kavanaugh when you demanded a investigation on Justice Kavanaugh, when a very similar allegation came out on him.
Well, let me just say, I respect your question, and I don't need a lecture or a speech.
What's happening here has lifetime impacts. The crimes themselves, the allegations that have been made are about offenses that have a lifetime impact, and a person whose name is putting forward for a lifetime service on the Supreme Court. It's just not right.
Here's the thing. I have complete respect for the whole Me Too movement. I have 4 daughters and 1 son. And there's a lot of excitement around the idea that women will be heard and be listened to. There is also due process. And the fact that Joe Biden is Joe Biden.
So there are 2 equities to be weighed. One equity is the integrity of the Supreme Court. The other equity to be weighed is the respect that we have for women when they come forward. Neither of those equities is well served by the process the Republican leadership in the Senate has put forth.
There's been statements from his campaign, or not his campaign, but his former employees who ran his offices and the rest, that there was never any record of this. There was never any record. And that nobody ever came forward, or nobody ever came forward to say something about it apart from the principal involved.
Instead of asking questions, the Republican leadership fears the truth. Instead of coming, when they're having a hearing, instead of asking an act of cowardice, the Republican, no offense, all-male committee has decided that they would have what they called a hired woman? Is that the expression they use? A hired woman to ask the questions. Really?
I am so proud. The happiest day for me this week was to support Joe Biden for President of the United States.